controversy surrounding the show that particular year. Now, for Joe McElderry, it was the year that saw a bit of a rebellion for the #1 slot when Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name beat him to the top of the charts. Do you remember that? Campaigners made a point of keeping X Factor off the Christmas #1 slot. However, it seemed to backfire, and he got to the #1 spot in the end and sold a heck of a lot of records as well out of it. Now, 6 years on from X Factor, Joe's hitting the road with his UK tour Evolution, which comes to the South next month, to the Pool Lighthouse. Well, I caught up with him and he told me how life has been since he won the show and whether it does feel that long.
Sometimes it doesn't, and other times I'm like, God, I can't believe that was 6 years ago. I think, because I've crammed so much in that short space of time. I feel like it's been a little bit longer at the minute. Maybe that's just because I'm tired.
You certainly have crammed a huge amount in. Take me back, first of all, to X Factor. What made you want to do the contest?
Well, I just wanted to kind of perform, you know. I kind of dreamt of just being on a stage and being able to do concerts and have people come and see you and sing your songs to you. That was kind of what I wanted. I didn't kind of have anything... I didn't have massive expectations from the show. I just thought, I'd love to be able to do my own shows, you know, and be able to perform concerts.
Any regrets doing it? Anything you would have done differently looking back?
Not at all. I mean, you know, the show's getting a bit of flack this year, I think, and they seem to kind of be really kind of hammering it in the press and stuff, and, you know, I've seen online people don't seem to be too impressed with it for whatever reason. But it was a massive platform for me, you know, and everything's a stepping stone from that because of the platform. So I'm forever thankful to the show, you know, I'm still a fan of the show, and I've had a great time, you know, I've had a great 6 years of lots of work and having fun and just enjoying what I've kind of always wanted to do. So it's been a great platform for me, but I do realise for some other people they don't kind of enjoy it as much as I have, but I've got no complaints.
And I mean, you're still very young, and you were obviously even younger when you did X Factor. That whole process of not just the really fierce competition, but suddenly having every aspect of your life talked about in the newspapers, online, on the social media networks. Did you get any kind of preparation for that?
Well, the funny thing that for me that I found quite strange was that I went through the whole kind of audition process, boot camp thing, judges' houses, and I kind of totally forgot that the show's obviously watched by 15 million people, because you were so immersed in the competition and trying to get through and rehearse, and I kind of forgot that obviously as it was going along, people were starting to recognise who I was and kind of saying, oh, he's my favourite, or this one's my favourite, and it wasn't until the first week of the live shows we moved into an X Factor house, and I walked down the street and a load of paps just jumped out from all the cars and everything. I thought, why the hell are these men running towards us? I went to a coffee shop and they had to shut the coffee shop to kind of get us out, because there was all the traffic was jammed up and everything, and it was that moment where I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this side of it. And I got a little bit freaked out because, you know, you literally go from being completely unknown to the next day there's paparazzi sitting outside your house, and that's a very strange thing to get used to, you know.
How do you get used to it then?
Well, I think you kind of... I've always had a bit of a rule for the whole fame thing, and I don't pay any attention to it. I feel like it sits there in the background and I respect it. I don't abuse it, because I do almost think you have to kind of... I think too many compliments are a bad thing, and too many negatives are a bad thing. You've almost got to stay kind of neutral with it.
Yeah.
So I try and kind of balance it and just be like, it's in the background, I know it's there, and I kind of pay it a little bit of respect when I have to. But I try not to focus on it too much, because it's I think fame's a bit of a messy thing sometimes, and it can kind of ruin a lot of things that are really good.
I mean, is it almost a sort of a way of thinking of yourself as a brand, so you can look at what's written about you on social media, whatever, but you can sort of step away from it, because you can think ultimately you can write whatever you want, but you still don't know me as a person and who I am and my friends and my family and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, I don't really read anything online. Right. The only thing I do read is reviews of shows, because I feel like that's important to read them.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really... I mean, obviously, sometimes when things blow up in the press, you find out about it through management and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're always aware of it. But other than that, I don't really read the online things, because I think it's best just to try and be the best that I can at my job, and anything else is a negative anyways, and it's not necessary, so I just kind of switch off from it.
We're going to be talking about the tour in just a moment, which is coming to the Lighthouse in Poole on the 13th of November.
Yes.
Just to remind people, when you did X Factor, it was that year that saw a bit of a rebellion, really, for the number one slot when Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name beat you to the top of the charts. There was this sort of Facebook campaign encouraging people to stop X Factor dominating the charts. How much of that were you aware of at the time, and how much did it affect you?
Well, I remember the campaign started probably about, I think it was week 5 into the live shows. And somebody mentioned it backstage, one of the production team. And we were all like, well, what does that mean, you know? We were all none the wiser of the music industry, had no idea about the chart positions, midweeks, all of that kind of thing. And then the day after I won, I got called into a meeting to kind of be explained about what was going on and the promotion that we're going to be doing to try and stop this campaign and all of that. And I was just like, all right, okay, I'd probably had about 2.5 hours sleep. And I was on cloud 9. You know, I'd just won the biggest TV show in the country. I was absolutely buzzing. And kind of just didn't really pay that much attention to it. But I was everywhere I went. Everybody was asking about it. But I was kind of just like, yeah, you know, whatever happens, happens. And the management were like, you can't say that. Like, you need to say that people need to buy your song. And I was like, I know, but I was like, I'm just happy that I won the show. And then obviously it blew, as the week went on, it blew up and up and up. But, you know, I think in the end, they actually helped. It kind of backfired on them a little bit, because what happened is, we sold just under the same amount of them. It was very close.
Yeah, it was really close.
And then the next week, we sold double of what we'd sold the week before. So I think people were like, oh my God, I can't believe we didn't get him to number 1, and went out and bought, and even more people bought it. So I think that actually ended up doing Simon a favour, because the song sold twice as much. And also, it became a historical chart, but we're still talking about it 6 years down the line.
Yeah, that's true. We were saying that was the year when that happened,
yeah,
so we automatically know you.
I don't think we would remember that chart battle otherwise, so I suppose it did me a favour as well.
Yeah, that's very true, very true. Now you're with the Decca record label now, aren't you? What can we expect from the tour when you're coming down to the Poole Lighthouse in November?
Well, the show is called the Evolution Tour, and we've been touring since February, so it's been a long tour. I took a break in the summer, and then we've just kind of got back to it in the last 2 weeks. And it's all about kind of the past 6 years. So how I've evolved as a performer, how I've changed. We go right back to some of the early material on the early albums, some of the classical stuff, but it's all done in kind of like little snapshots. And then we've got new material in there, some new songs, some that I've written, some that I've co-wrote. Kind of introducing people to the material that I'm doing at the minute, but it's quite a fun show. It's quite full on. It's got all the ballads in there. It's got all the up-tempo stuff. There's a real mix for everyone, I think.
And talking about that mix then, and you mentioned the word classical, are we going to hear any opera numbers from your time on Popstar to Opera Star?
Of course.
Hooray!
Yeah, we do a couple of them as well. There's a couple off the classic album that I do in the show.
Okay.
But we do this really fun part of the show, which I've been doing for 2 years now, called Jukebox Joe, where we turn all the lights up in the venue in the second half of the show, and the audience are allowed to request anything they want.
Oh, cool.
For 10 minutes of the show. So we kind of busk the show. And people ask for anything from Nessun Dorma to Bohemian Rhapsody to Happy Birthday. It's quite a stressful part of the show for me and the musicians.
Yeah, I can imagine.
People love it. It's like an on-stage rehearsal, but the audience really feel like they're a part of the show. And I've tried to get rid of it a few times in the show, and people kick off every time I try and get rid of it. So it's here to stay by the looks of it.
So what's next then after this tour? Any plans for the future at the moment?
Yeah, well, I'm starting Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat next year.
Wow.
In February. And that's going on tour for 6 months, I think. So we start at the beginning of February.
Is that the Bill Kenwright production?
It is, yes. Yeah, so we're going to lots of different places around the country, and Manchester, Southampton, Oxford, Glasgow. It's going everywhere, which will be fun, yeah.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you back for that then.
Yes, can't wait.
Donning the dream coat.
I know, I mean, I'm quite excited. I think I'm the first Joe to play Joseph.
See, it was written for you. An absolute pleasure to talk to you, Joe. Good luck with Joseph coming up, but before that, of course, the Evolution Tour, which is coming to the Poole Lighthouse on the 13th of November. Great to talk to you.
Thank you, have a nice day. I can almost